It always seems to happen to me, doesn't it? I can't have anything nice. I bought this 7 Series off a subscriber, and no, I haven't put a load of weight on. The suspension's goosed. I came to the car the other morning and it was listing like a half-sunken battleship, and now I brought it into the showroom yesterday, kind of knowing we might have a problem, getting ready for this video, and yet again it is sunk again. Now, these cars are on air suspension. It's lovely when it works and not so lovely when it doesn't. And this is the problem with being a car dealer. If I'd have sold this car, a customer would have bought it and I would be the devil himself. However, I own it. So I've got no one to blame but myself, or maybe the previous owner, but I'm adamant he didn't know about it. It's been fine. I've done a couple of thousand miles in it, not a problem at all. Now, when you look around these, they've essentially got a series of airbags in them. I've got vague knowledge of this, but you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you've got a compressor and a series of air lines that keeps the car nice and level and comfortable. As you can see at the moment, it isn't. Now, the first time I noticed this, I'd been away and I came back and I noticed the full front end was just a little bit low. I thought it looks a bit odd. Ignore it. That's always the best bet. Ignored it, and then I came out of the office the other day and I noticed that quarter, or that part of the car was a little bit low, and I thought, we ignore it. And then I drove home that night and I could hear sort of like a hissing every time I sort of went over a bump. So I ignored that as well, and then I got up the other morning and the entire left-hand side of the car was listing, and I realised we've probably got a problem. However, this kind of ties in with that video I did about it. You know, we're underneath the car going, I'm sure I can hear something when I go over bumps. I think this has had a little bit of a problem for a while. Now, it's come up with a problem on the dashboard saying we have an issue with the suspension, and it will still go up and down. I'll show you that in a second. However, I don't think it's an airbag. I think there's a problem on one of the lines here, and I think that what it's doing is whichever corner is closest to where the problem is, it's letting that go down first, if that makes sense. I'm being the ever optimist that I am here, and I've got a feeling we're around this area is going to be the issue. So what I'm going to do is plug it in, have a look, see what codes we get off the car. I'm going to take it round to Alec Castle Tyres, who's going to tell me I bought a pile of and then BMWs are rubbish. I'll take the flak off him, and then hopefully we can try and find out what the issue is. But the first thing we're going to do is see whether or not it will right itself and cure its erectile dysfunction if we fire the car on and become erect once more. So let's get the keys. Now, you're probably asking yourself, Rob, why didn't you have your key on in the first place? And there's a good reason for that, because the other morning when we came out and it was doing its thing, I walked near the car and it miraculously rose from the dead. So let's see if it does anything. There, can you hear it? It's doing something. I'll get closer, I don't know if you can hear that. It's rising. And you can hear the compressor working in the back, which is sort of over this way somewhere. So it's now pushing air down to the front of the car again. In fact, this has gone up a little bit as well. So the compressor's working fine, which is obviously great news. I mean, look at it now. It's weird, isn't it? And all I've done is unlock it. We'll get inside and have a quick look and see what warning lights we're getting on. This side's now looking good. The car's self-leveled, it's just turned off. I love this thing as well. I've just had it ceramic coated. I tell you what really bugged me. Because the car was low when I set off the other morning, I came off my driveway, I didn't realise it was still low, just caught it. I'm absolutely mortified by that. No one will ever spot it. I'll put a bit of colour into it. But that could have been a lot worse. That could have shattered the splitter. And I've been really careful of that since I put that kit on it. Oh, I'm so annoyed. Can't have anything nice. So when I got in this car the other morning, it told me it had suspension issues. So let's see if that's still the case. No. It now appears to be all right and there's no issues at all. So if we go into the menu system and go into the car and just have a quick look. Vehicle status, check control. No, it's just on as the door's open. So when I drove it in that morning where it had a bit of a malfunction, the front right wouldn't go up. I came in and it was firm at the front, it would not rise. Brought it into work and it had a warning on the whole way. I'll drop a photo in here. This was the warning that I was getting on the way in. Now it appears to be all right. Now I'm hoping it's saved in the system somewhere. So what we'll do is we'll plug in a Carly, because we've still got the Carly from last time. And I know we got a little bit of stick for using this because you've got to pay a subscription for it, etc. But it is a really good product. So let's just see if we can find any codes that are in here from last time. And then we've got something to work on when we go see Al. Let's have a look and just see what it's going to tell us, if anything at all. about what the chuffing hell is going on with this car. Also, when I last did a film about this, cleared all the codes off, and I did say I was going to drive it around and do another recheck on it, so it's probably a good thing actually. It's a good thing that we've had a massive problem. So it's just connecting into it now, and hopefully it's stored some faults in here. That's what I quite like about this plug-in thing, because it will find all the kind of historical faults on the car as well. And fingers crossed, right, okay, we are connected. Let's do a diagnostics. Okay, so it's going to run through the entire car now and just see if we can find anything at all on there. Okay, so we've got a load of faults in the car in here, but again, typical BMW, lots of electrical stuff that I'm not concerned about, but this is where the problem lies. It's in the DSC, which is the Dynamic Stability Control, and in here we've got a fault for portion of linear travel range, and if we go on to see more information, what it does is it takes you onto Google and it tells you what the fault is through Google. It's quite good that there's no other sort of plugin that I know about that will do that, and it will tell you on here what the error means. Suspension changes, the vehicle suspension may automatically raise or lower itself, and it is showing us on here that this fault can involve the ride height sensors, the adaptive suspension system, or related electrical components like relays. So it's telling us there that this has got a fault relating to the suspension leveling. So it's kind of putting us in the right direction. We knew it anyway because it was so obvious, but if it wasn't so obvious, then that would have actually really helped, but I kind of knew what it was going to tell me. However, credit to Carly there, they've again diagnosed an issue with the car. Now it didn't show this, if you remember when I first did a Carly on this car, it wasn't showing, and that's telling me that the customer who sold me the car wasn't having a problem with his suspension. And what I've managed to diagnose there is that I've caused the problem. And I suspect I've not even been driving like a prat. I've just been wafting about in it, so I must have hit a speed bump or a pothole or whatever too fast. And there we go. Right, so we know where we're looking now. Let's get it round to Al's and take some abuse, shall we? As you can see, it is sagged even more over time. How Al has got like 10 minutes. That, by the way, that's coming back on the channel soon. That's done now. So we'll very slowly raise it, get it on the ramp, and I've just got a feeling, I was thinking about this earlier, I think it might be that bag. I think it might be the bag. I'm going to call it.
Hi, Al. You know, like, we're going to leave the slow down. Yeah, just. Is this what you call content? You being a complete flip? You know when I said I had to be in K-flip in 9 minutes. Let's get her up.
Cheers, Al.
It's a bag of isn't it? I was a little lad like me meant to see right up there. You know what I mean?
It's got texture, that breath. You used to be bag?
It's either that or a sensor, isn't it? There's a valve, you see.
Well, you can hear it when you go over bumps going tss.
I'm tempted to take the wheels off and let's have a look at the bag, because you can't see anything without the wheels off.
Right, okay.
The wheels have got to come off.
Whip it off and have a look at the bag.
Whip it off or whip it out, did you say?
Off.
Have a tea break on that one. We shall reconvene soon.
Okay. When soon?
Good morning, good evening, welcome, whatever.
Yeah, it's harder than it looks, isn't it?
It is when you say it 5 times a day.
Yeah, exactly. So I've just popped back in a bit. Cool, thank you. Thank you, boys.
It's up there, top of the bag. That's all frothing.
Oh, so it's that bag.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh. Right, I'll get a bag ordered. Oh, I hate this bit. Right, we have to find some parts for the car now. I'm really annoyed about that because I didn't think I'd done anything wrong. Apparently they don't. I did hit a pothole, and I'm wondering whether or not that's just, if there was a little problem on the car, that's just popped it. I was so hoping it was a valve or part of the line or whatever. Anyway, airbags. I've been here before with a Mercedes GLE and it was very expensive. So the first thing I've done, just quickly gone onto Google and searched. It's a BMW G11, that's the name for the 7 Series, the chassis number or whatever. And there are so many different options. So the first thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to call BMW. We've got a local one to us who are normally quite good. So let's get them on the dog and bone. A boothie guessed 600 quid. I'm going to go with 380-ish.
It's superseded. That's superseded to another part number. And it's £1,490.74 plus VAT.
Oh, they started making them out of gold by the looks of things.
You think so?
Yeah, quite. I might take a little rain check on that one, mate, and just look at my other options.
No problem, thank you.
All right, cheers, buddy. Thanks, take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye. So back to the internet. Right, so now I can appreciate why there are so many choices available. I mean, there's a second-hand one here. That looks second-hand, yeah, 100%. Brand new, only selling because I bought the wrong bit. Mine is a 740i X-Drive. Only for rear-wheel drive models. Oh, right, okay, here we go. Here we go. Oh, you've got to get the right one here, haven't you? Oh, so 740D X-Drive. Let's see if it narrows it down a little bit more. Oh, wow, these are expensive. That's two-wheel drive and four-wheel drive. So here's another one, 740i. Auto parts, confirm and show results. Bugger! I think there's only one person to call on a job like this, and he might end up with the job actually, and that is Charlie at Far Servicing, which is a place in Bradford. And what he doesn't know about BMWs ain't worth knowing. So let's see if Charlie's about, or one of his lads, because they're all really well versed over there.
Far Servicing.
Hi there, mate. Is Charlie kicking about at all?
Speaking.
Hey up, Charlie. It's Rob calling from Cubic Cars.
Yeah, there, Rob.
How you doing, mate? You all right?
Not so bad.
Good, good. I've got a pickle. I wasn't ringing you for a catch-up.
Have you tried Aerosus?
I'm not. Aerosus.
Aerosus air suspension.
Okay, cool.
If they don't do one, they'll have a lot of information. We use them quite a bit, you know, for certain cars.
Right, okay.
You get some Range Rovers and stuff like that, and Audi A6s, you know, A8s.
Yeah.
And they're like $2.5 for an air strut. And you're like,
Yeah.
They do conversions.
Okay.
They can be quite cheap, you know, on some of them. As good as genuine ones. I mean, a lot of times with them is it's locking suspension systems out, you know, when you lift them.
Right, okay. Yeah, just stretches it.
Yeah, you meant to, if you look through a handbook, it'll tell you there'll be a load procedure for lifting it.
Right.
Better we may do is close the valves down so that the airbags don't extend fully.
We've had the car jacked up.
On that side.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably that that's done it.
I think that's what's done it. He's never had a problem, and then all of a sudden it's had a problem because I've about with it.
Yeah, if you have a read through handbook, there should be a jacking sequence for it.
Nice one, mate. Really, really appreciate that, Charlie.
Yeah, no problem.
Have a good afternoon.
You too.
Cheers, buddy. Take care.
Okay.
Thanks. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. First job, buy Charlie some chocolate. What are they going to want? No one likes Quality Street anymore. Ooh, look at that. Bosh. It's a nice thing to do, isn't it? Take care of people. All right, sim sorted. Right, so we're back onto this now. Let's give them a ring. Bloody hell, it's tiring stuff.
365 pounds.
Okay, yeah, I'm looking at that now. Perfect, I will get that ordered. Thank you very much for your help, I really appreciate it.
My pleasure, have a nice day, sir.
£365 plus VAT. Damn sight better than 1,500 quid plus VAT. I love this industry sometimes. Right, I think we're going to go on with ordering that, but my phone's been ringing in the background, so I've got other things I need to do. We've got good news. It has arrived. Don't know what that is. That looks very 1990s, but I'm sure it probably isn't. Right, good news. We have a box of stuff. It's just turned up. I'm hoping, got to be careful not to pop the airbag here, haven't I? That'll be upsetting. Yes. It's a box in a box. So, Boothie is downstairs. He's just fired up the BMW. This, I look like I'm having a bit of a flap. That's because this was meant to be happening today, and then wasn't happening today, and now it's happening today. It's rock and roll, isn't it? Right. I am actually potentially going to get my hands dirty here because I'd like to get involved. This is going to be interesting because they've got to put the car on a two-poster ramp, which involves arms, but I've put some fancy side skirts on. This is a dodgy repair.
We do these on Rob's cars.
Usually. This is Dylan, this is Al's son. And while Al's not around, Dylan gives me abuse instead.
And sort your back BMW's out.
Yeah, correct. Here we go. We're in. You got any gloves? It's all very dirty around here. There's no way to put stuff. So should we have a look in the box while Booth is trying to fix that situation? Oh, size of that. Yeah? It's quite a girthy thing, isn't it? Is it? Yeah. So that should just sit on top of the strut. New valve as well. £365. I don't think that's bad. They wind down.
They do. It won't go on.
Why not?
Even if you wind it up, it's going to catch it.
Oh, someone's put a stupid kit on this.
Keep it open.
Yeah, but it's worried about skirts. Just gentle, yeah, baby.
Just slowly.
That good? Mechanic. Ooh, she's tight. That's exactly what I've been looking for. Thank you. So that's 4 off. Comes out of there. So, next job. Yeah, right, so that's out of there. Now's a good time always to inspect your distant pads while you're here. Good bit of pad. Disc is nice. Well, we learn something new every day, don't we? So we've now learnt that it's got a jack-in mode, which it is now in, so it's locked the suspension out, which is good. And we've also learnt that putting silly side skirts on annoys mechanics. But my mere existence appears to annoy this lot for some reason anyway, so. Put that over there. Right, so now I've got that stripped down, we're just having a look at the bolt underneath, which holds it all together, which looks like it's a 38, which unfortunately I don't have in at the minute, so I'm trying to find a bit of a workaround. Let's put that on there. So, yeah. So get that on there, that'll do. Right. Not that one. That's it. Keep them together. Always keep them together. So I have to come in from the top now. It's the logical thing. Right, let's get in there. I think we're gonna need a 10, mate. These trim clips are always an absolute bugger. Oh God, I've buggered it up. I'll get him round the back here. See if we can just lift it out gently. I've normally got a box of these just in case, because they always make a mess of them. There we go, that's that out. Right, unfortunately this one is gonna have to be sacrificed, unless I can get away with it. Come on, bloody thing. Oh, it hurts your fingers. Yeah, well, it's out in it, I suppose. Bingo. There's always so much trim stuff on BMWs. Sick of working on these. Oh, right, just keep on. Right, final ones to come out, and hopefully, if I grab the bottom of it, I can catch it coming down here. Got it. Right, keep those in one spot, keep all those bolts in one spot there. Okay, right, so that's back in the air, let's get back under it. Okay, so, as you can see, I've dropped it down. We just need to find a way now to pull it out and split it apart. I think we're just about cooking on gas here. Nice. So I'm in a predicament now because I've offered a 911, which is over in Leeds, and unfortunately I need to, it's now on 1:45. I need to go to Leeds, buy this 911, and then come back. So I can't do everything. So we nip this off, and we're really dropping a strut out. Right, we've just got a couple of bolts left now, so with some luck. Oh no! Stood on my shoe. I mean, right, so I'm just going to get a T28 in there. Give it a little wiggle on. Right, so they're a little bit awkward these, but Come on, Rob, can do better than this. Boothie, can you just grab this for me? Yeah, no worries, mate, I'll grab that. Right, we've got a seized bolt. Something we're gonna have to do now is bolt the strut back up and go in a different way. It is the nature of the beast. A little bit more, yeah. Right, so I've bolted those back up. The annoying thing is, and it's just occurred to me, is once I've got all this back together, I'm probably gonna have to four-wheel align it, so I need to think about that as well. However, let's try and go in a different angle. Bingo, I've got it out. The home of good service and quality work. Castle Tyres. £500. And now we drop her. There she goes. It's a bit of a bugger because of the bag on the top of it. There we go. I did a thing. Unfortunately, as you might notice, that looks very different to this. So we have to split this bottom bit out. But I'm running out of time, so I might pass it on to the lads, but I've got 10 minutes to have a quick go at this myself first before I've got to get off. So I'm gonna have to pry it out, I think. Cheers, mate. Thank you. It's a bit of a bugger, this. Could do with 2. There you go, now I've got 2, it's a lot easier. And you work it round, like so. So we can now see what we're working with. Obviously this needs to come out and then we need to replace it into the new one. When it comes out, that'd been awkward. If you could just, on your phone, just film it coming out. Is that all right? Please. Thank you. Okay, I know we've all enjoyed watching Rob spin the spanners, but unfortunately, duty has called and I've had to nip out and buy a lovely red 911. Now, I did leave the lads to put it all back together, and unfortunately, I asked them, please remember to film the top of that shocker you got back on. Did they? No. Did we manage to record it going back together? Yes, a little bit. So here it is now, back in one piece, dropping down off the ramp and rolling snugly back into my showroom for me to inspect. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I think I preferred it lower. But that's the chav in me, I can't help myself. And we've got some low stuff in here that I'm not a fan of, but she has arisen from the depths of the bottom of the ocean. Wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be, that, so obviously there's quite a lot of labour involved. Now, if I hadn't have done all of that myself, which was quite clear to see on the video, you probably would have been into a couple of £100 worth of labour there, maybe 300 quid. That bag was 360 quid, so 600 quid, you got the job done, worst case. I'm really pleased with that because when I first got the quote at BMW and it was 1,500 quid, my little world fell apart. So I'm really pleased. She's now level. I've driven her for a couple of days as well. And I don't know why I'm calling the car a her. I think I'm getting a little bit wedded to this thing, but I'm gonna sell it at some point. What I'd like to do just before we wrap up is double check and see if all the codes have now cleared. So we'll dive inside the cabin and we'll get the old Carly out. So I did have the codes cleared when we first got this sorted out. So I've gone back into the app now, scanned the car again, and it has disappeared. So thank you, Carly, for that, and thank you for sponsoring the video as well. I really appreciate it. It's made the pain of fitting that shocker a little bit less. However, yeah, mega, dead chuffed with that. Not as bad as I thought it was going to be, but unfortunately, the problem that you've got, and someone told me this recently, is it's all well and good buying a cheap, expensive car, because this car will have been, call it 100 grand new, I know it wasn't, and you've paid 10 grand for it, so you're paying 10% of the value. But the running costs are always the same. So when you're changing a suspension strut on a car that was £100,000 new, it's still going to be a suspension strut for a £100,000 car, not a 10 grand one. So you're not going to save 10% on your running costs. However, genuinely that is not as bad as I thought it was going to be. So I'm rather pleased with that. So I shall continue to waft about in this, although the nights are drawing in and it is low and wide and the route home is tight and dark. So I suspect I'm probably going to end up with something different in the not too distant future. Thank you once again for joining me. I really appreciate it and hope to see you on the next one. Like, subscribe, share, and all that sort of jazz. There'll be something else stupid coming up soon, I'm sure. Just another day in the life of a humble car dealer. See you soon. Cheers.